A very good late afternoon to you all, captains, and welcome aboard. This is Captain Simming speaking, and welcome to a new leg of our exploration flight series. I know that it has been a minute since we have been in the skies together, but I am happy that today we will be flying together and we will be ending that no flying streak, so we can cheer for ourselves on that note, Captain. So for today, we will be embarking on a local journey departing from OR Tambo International Airport, and we will be heading towards King Shaka International Airport in Durban. And for this flight, as presented in front of you, we will be flying the Fenix A320, which is actually one of the aircraft. So the Airbus A320 is operated by South African Airways on this route. And as always, we will be utilizing Beyond ATC for our air traffic control, the simple mode of self-loading cargo for managing our cabin operations, and GSX for all our ground services. And as a disclaimer, this is a simulation, so certain procedures may be streamlined for pacing and entertainment. And in order to maintain focus on aircraft handling, radio communications and operations will be delegated to the Beyond ATC AI assistant right after I complete the pushback procedures. So please note that while I am aiming for realism, minor deviations from SOPs will definitely be happening. So get ready for an immersive experience as we navigate the skies together, and let's begin. Awesome stuff, captains. I am happy to be back in the seat. Life has just been pretty busy on my end, hence the break from flying, but I'm very excited to fly this aircraft today on this very short flight to King Shaka International Airport. It's been a while flying. Let's see how the controls feel, and let's see where our memory of how the airplane's operations stand and how the equipment works as well. So we're just going to be working from memory and we'll continue from there. Hopefully we'll have a good flight with a good landing. Let's not waste any further time. Let's hop in the aircraft and power it on. So we are going to switch to our overhead panel, and we are going to start by turning on battery 1 and battery 2. There we go. We've got some life coming through the aircraft, and then we are going to turn on the external power because we do have ground power connected. Awesome. We will head to our emergency lights and we will turn them on, and then we will turn on the no smoking signs as well, and then we will leave the seatbelt signs in the off position for now, and then we will head to our navigation lights and switch them to position number 1, and then we will turn on the wing lights because we are flying in the afternoon, and I suppose that by the time we land it will be dark, so we should just turn them on. And then again we will skip the beacon and the strobe lights for now, and let's have a look. We can then continue to also turn on our probe and window heats. Alright, and then that should be fine for this section. So we can go over to the oxygen panel, turn on the cruise supply, and then head over to the recorder and turn on the ground control as well. And then we will turn to the evac switch and flip it to the captain's side, and we will finally turn on our gears 1, 2 and 3, and then just wait for the on bed sign to extinguish, and that should be our aircraft lining up. Awesome. Right, let's head to our flight tablet and let's just call in today's flight. And then there we go, we've got our flight called in, so we can head to the mass and balance page, and then we can load the aircraft via GSX.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Right, I'm happy about that. We can head over to our
Please don't load aircraft until the
captain's
fuel truck
panel
arrives
over
and
here,
has
and
to
we
do
can
it.
just have a look at today's flight. So I did indicate we will be departing OR Tambo, and we will be heading for King Shaka International Airport. Expected time of departure is at 15:35 Zulu at 15:48, so about 37 minutes to go until we have to take off. And then we do have a 20 minutes allocated for the pushback and taxiing procedures, so we are still good on time. We are expected to arrive at 16:43, and we should be spending around, let's have a look, the fuel that we have on board. We should be spending 48 minutes in the air, so it's going to be a fairly short flight in the end, and our cruising phase shouldn't also be long, but we will deal with that as we get there. So for today's flight, our cost index is 37, and then we do have average winds coming in from 200 knots at from 200 degrees at 21 knots, and we've got an average wind component of -12, indicating that we do have a headwind ahead of us, so we are going to take a bit of a hit on the extra fuel that we're carrying and our fuel calculations. And for today's weight, we do have a estimated takeoff weight of 66 tons, around about 7 tons or 6 point something tons shy of the maximum takeoff weight, so the aircraft will be heavy for today's flight. And then we do have a allocated cruising altitude of 33,000 feet. So like I said, the cruise should be short, because when we do hit it, then we should be coming down again in preparation for our descent. Right, we can head over to the routing and impacts page, and then we can see that our first transition point is the app deck waypoint, and I have noted that. And then we do have a transition point at AppMet again, and we are expecting to land on runway 24 using the AppMet 1 Bravo arrival procedure. So that is good, and I'm happy about that.
Please use your airplane fuel system.
We can head over to our Navigraph charts, and then just have a look at the charts that we have planned and pull through some of the frequencies that we are going to need. So under the start charts, we can start with the departing airports ground chart. Then we can just note our frequency for the ATIS. It's 126.2. Then we do have our Tambo clearance delivery on 121.7. Perfect. And then we can do the same for the arrival airport. Let's just find our aircraft. There we go. And then for the arrival airport, we do have the arrival ATIS on 127.0. Just going to note that. And then again, we will then switch frequencies as we make our way down, so we are good on that. Right, let's head to our radio stack, and let's tune into the ATIS frequency and have a listen to the ATIS and hear what we can expect for today's flight. So we do have ATIS on 126.2. We'll just do that, 126 and 2, and then we can just listen in and prep ourselves accordingly. While the ATIS is being read to us, we will just hop outside the aircraft to see what's happening.
Landing runway 21 left. Departing runway 21 right. Transition level 080. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Johannesburg. Advice on initial contact, you have information Zulu. Johannesburg Airport information Zulu. 1452 Zulu. Wind 140 at 6. Temperature 15. Dew point -05. QNH 1033. VFR conditions. Landing runway 21 left. Departing runway 21 right. Transition level 080. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Johannesburg. Advice on initial contact, you have information Zulu.
Alright, captains, and that was our ATIS being read to us. So we do have a QNH of 1033. Can set that. Awesome. And then we can head back to our charts, and we do have an expected departure or a transition. Our first transition is the app deck waypoint. So let's just have a look at our departure charts. You can have a look at this app deck chart that we have, and then we are expected to depart from 21 right. So we are just going to note the departure, the sit here. It's at deck 1 Delta, so I'm just going to note that on my spreadsheet. And then I just want to have a view at all the departure charts and just make sure that I've covered all the app decks. So let's have a look. We are departing 21 right, and then we have a app deck. We have a app deck 2 Bravo. I'm going to note that as well. Awesome, I've noted that. Initial climb is 9,000 feet. Let's just confirm. Right, and then we can just note the initial climb being 9,000 feet. We will change it should we be provided an alternate level once we request clearance. So we do have clearance on 121.7, so we can just head to our radio stack and then just request clearance for today's flight. So we have clearance 121.7. Perfect. We tune in and then we request for clearance.
All stations prepare to start boarding.
OR Tambo delivery, good afternoon. This is Springbok 531 with information Zulu requesting clearance to King Shaka International Airport.
Hello there, straight to the middle then on the left. Can I see your boarding pass, please?
Johannesburg delivery. Thanks for information, Zulu. Expect runway 21 right.
Just up there, on your right-hand side.
Squawk 5131.
Yet to King Shaka International Airport, expect runway 21 right on the F deck 1 Delta departure. Squawk 5131.
Hello there, straight to the middle then on the left. Hi, you're just up there on the left.
Springbok 531. Read back correct. Contact ground 122.65 when ready for push or start.
Ground 122.65. Alright,
Hi,
captains,
you're
that
just up
was
there
our
on the left.
clearance.
All aircraft be advised information alpha now current. QNH1033.
Right, let's just double check. We're still good with the
Just up
QNH.
there on your right-hand side.
So we do have
Springbok
Can I
571.
see your
Squawk
boarding
code,
pass,
IAF for
please?
clearance to King
which is
Shaka Airport.
5131. Can set that up. Awesome.
Hello there, straight to the middle then on the left.
And then we are just going to align our throttles accordingly.
Initial climb to flight level
There we go, just
120.
put them in.
Afternoon, nice to see
There
you.
we go, our throttles are aligned now. I just hope that the engine hasn't
JRX 1 Charlie
expanded.
departure. Squawk 2104. Springbok 571.
Afternoon.
Right,
Hello there,
I think we can continue to set up the aircraft.
Correct.
just up there on your right-hand
For
side.
our
When ready
flight.
for push or start.
Let's go to the ETSU menu, and then we are going to go AOC
Ground
and
121.9
have a
when
look
ready.
at
Springbok
the received
571.
messages, and that should be our preliminary load sheet, so we're just going to accept that, and then we will hit return, AOC menu, flight initialization, and then we just request our data.
Hello there, straight to the middle then on the left. Afternoon. Hello there.
Alright, now that
straight
our
to the middle
data has
then on the
been
left.
uploaded on the left hand side, FMC or MCDU, we are just going to hit the
Can I see your
ETSU
boarding
menu,
pass, please?
and then we can head back to the right hand side and hit the init
Hi,
page.
you're just up there
Right.
on the left.
So today we are departing
How are you?
FAOR Then we are heading to FALE. Can insert that. Our flight number for today is Springbok, so SAA 531. Can insert that. And then for our alternate airport,
Link 178
we will
Quebec.
be coming
Ready
back
to
to
pick up IF, our
FAOR
clearance
should
to
we
search the red comma.
encounter issues along the route. And then for our cost index today, we have a cost index of 67.
Afternoon.
And then a allocated cruising altitude of 35,000 feet.
Lanceria 1 Charlie departure
And
with the
set
Vasia
that.
transition. Initial climb to flight level
And then of
120.
course we do have a average
Squawk
ISR
664.
of positive 6, so we can add 6 to this and it should give us negative 48. And then
Lanceria
we
1
have
Charlie
temperatures
departure
of
with a
14
Vasia
degrees.
transition. Squawk 4664.
Hi,
Link
you're
178
just up there
Quebec.
on the left.
Let's head to our flight plan page and then we can key in our route and
Link 178
set
Quebec.
up
Read
our
back
flight
correct.
plan correctly.
Contact ground 121.90 when ready for push or start.
So we have been given a departure from 21 right
Ground
via the
121.90
at deck
when
1
ready for
Delta
pushback or
departure.
engine start. Link
Can
178
insert
Quebec.
that, and then from app deck we will be using an airway, so we're going to be using uniform Quebec 48 is the airway, and we will be making our way to AppMet.
Hello there. Straight to the middle then on the left.
And then we can insert
Hi.
that as well. Fairly straightforward flight, not a lot of waypoints.
Hi,
For the
you're just
arrival,
up there on the left.
we are planning to arrive on runway 06.
Hello there.
So let's set up the ILS Yankee 06. And then with
Just up
regards to
there
the
on your
star,
right hand side.
we do have the AppMet 1 Alpha star blend. And then for the
How are
vias, we
you?
will select them as we are given further instruction closer to our arrival airport. Awesome, let's insert that. And then let's just have a look at our flight plan. So we will switch to the flight plan, turn on the
Hi,
constraints,
you were just up there
increase
on
the
the left.
range. And then let's just skip through our flight plan, make sure we have no unintended
Hello there.
discontinuities, right? And then when we get here, we will again be given a via and it should route us correctly to the runway and the final fix, so that should help when you're listening on the ATC. So we are good with the flight plan, increase the range.
Hello there.
Right, let's have a look at other factors. So we can head back to the
Hello
init
there.
page, and then we are just going to wait for the aircraft to be fully
Hi,
boarded.
you were just up there on the left.
Let us open up the SLC and just see
Hi.
how far we are. So we are still early. Passengers are boarding. We have 80 so far out of the 180.
Hello there. Hello there.
Here
Straight
we
to
go,
the
we
middle
can watch
then
our
on the
count.
left.
Let's see if we do have a camera that looks into the cabin. Alright.
Can I see your boarding pass, please? Just up there
Let's
on your
attempt
right
to have a
hand
look and
side.
see. There we go, we've got our passengers coming in. We can watch them so long while we are waiting for the aircraft to be fully boarded, because it is only once it is fully boarded where we will get our final load sheet and our weights, and then we can factor them
Hi.
in and perform our calculations and set up the aircraft accordingly.
Hello there. Just up there on your right hand side. Hi, your seat is just up there to the right. Afternoon.
Safari 802, looking to pick up our clearance to Cape Town. Safari 802,
Can I see your
Johannesburg
boarding pass,
delivery.
please?
Expect runway 21 right, Regul 1 Delta departure. Squawk 0124.
Hello there. Straight to the middle then on the left.
Radel 1 Delta departure. Squawk 0124. Safari 802. Safari 802, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9 when ready for pushback or engine start. We'll contact ground 121.9 when ready for pushback or engine start. Safari 802, thanks.
Hi. Your seat is just up there to the right. Afternoon. Nice to see you. Afternoon. Hi. Afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this self-loading cargo service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops,
Hi,
handbags,
you were just up there on the
duty-free
left.
and loose items of clothing. Once
Hello
you have
there.
safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly
How
ask
are
that
you?
you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service.
Hello there.
Thank you for observing this policy.
How are you? Can I see your boarding pass, please? Afternoon.
Alright, captains, I
Hi.
see that we
Your
have
seat is just up there to the right.
around 150 or close to 160 passengers on board already. We can just head back to the flight deck and then continue with setting up other elements. So let's us turn on the APU in the meantime. So we will turn on the center tank, and then once that is on, we will turn on the APU master switch, and then we will hit the start button. Well, let's
Hello
just
there.
hop outside
Straight to
to
the
have a
middle then,
listen
on
to
the
the
left.
APU startup.
Hello there. Straight to the middle then on the left. Hi, you are just up there on the left. Afternoon, nice to see you. Afternoon. Afternoon, nice to see you. Hi, your seat is just up there to the right. Can I see your boarding pass?
Very nice. That's our APU started up. Let's head back inside. Right, we do have the APU started up. We can turn on the APU bleeds, and our pack lights should turn off because we do have air passing through from the APU and providing some air conditioning. There we go. Our pack lights are off. Passengers are fully boarded. I'm happy with that. We can turn on our seatbelt signs. Perfect. And while that is happening, let's head back to our FMC over here, and let's have a look and check if the final load sheet has been sent. Perfect. We can accept that, and then let's go to the init.b page and just key in the remaining factors. So we do have a zero fuel weight of 60.7, and then we do have a zero fuel weight center of gravity 32.2. Then we can just insert that. Alright, let's try that again. Head back to the previous page. 60.7, and then a zero fuel weight center of gravity 32.2. Perfect. And then we do have a fueling tanks of 6.1 tons. Should start doing its calculations. Right, perfect. And then in terms of the passengers, we are carrying 180 plus 6, so we are good with that. With regards to the trip winds, we did indicate that we have a average wind component. Oh, this is fairly different. All right, we have a average wind component of positive 20. All right, so that indicates that we do have a tailwind, and that should be pushing us through the air. And again, let me just double check this flight plan. Just one moment. Just want to correct this flight plan that I'm looking at on my external view, or my external view on Navigraph charts. Okay, there we go, much better. I have some corrections to make. So go back to the init page, and then we have a cost index of 37. There we go, and a cruising altitude of 33,000 feet. Yes, that makes more sense. And then we have an average ISA of positive 1, so this should be minus 43. Perfect. And our temperatures are 14 degrees. Perfect. Let me just double check the flight plan. Right, and then in terms of our flight plan, we are expecting to land on runway 24, so we should correct that. Arrival ILS Yankee 24. Perfect. And then we will be using the APMET 1 Bravo arrival. Perfect. And we can insert that again. Let's just run through our flight plan again, just to make sure we are still good. Increase the range, make our way down. There you go. Right, and then of course we will be setting up our via once we do make our way down. Just going to zoom in a little bit here just to have a look. Right, 24, right, FF24. Just correct this one quickly. So from lane 2, zoom in one more time and then just make our way up there. So from lane 2 go lane 1, and then we should be hitting final customers. Turn, we do this, and then I'm just going to delete this TGV. Set. And then right, that's our turnaround. FF24. So from lane we want to go to FF2404. Right, so clear this. Set. Right, let's have a look. Did that clear up our flight plan? Perfect, that's fine. Right, and then I'm just going to clear this first discontinuity here. Let's just have a look to confirm. Just clear up this flight plan, and then from lane we want to head to FF24. So from lane FF24. Right, let's clear this discontinuity. Set that. Okay, this is becoming a bit messy. Alright, let's head back to our init page and just switch to flight plan. Let me have a look at my flight plan here. Just going to follow the various coordinates, but the waypoints individually. So JS. Okay, then we get to AirDeck. From AirDeck is Avava. Finish off at Avava at the top of climb. Then we have Avari, a kick. We have AppMet, and then we start AppMet 1 Bravo. It's going to start with LE03, LE04, and then we have LM2, yes, and then we're going to have LM21, yes, and then we're going to have FALE. this should clear up the confusion we had there. Let's have a look. Yes, right, get back in this mode. Just increase the range one more time. Yes, there we go. And I'm just going to clear this final discontinuity that we have here, and it should connect us to the airport. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Let's close this. Right, it's actually good that we saw that. Let's head back to our init page now. Then everything else should be fine because we're taking it from the load sheet. That's perfect. And then let's go to our performance page, and then we can just run our performance calculations. So we are departing from 21 right. And then you can sync with the final load sheet, sync with the final weather, calculate. So our speeds are 37, 38, 39. Right. And then we do have a flex of 58, 1 down 0.4, 1/0.4 down, and then a flex of 58. Perfect. And then we're good with that. Our performance page is fine, our init page is good. We've accounted for everything. Our flight plan is also good. I am happy with that. Let's head back to our performance page. Right. So let's key in our speed. So V2 is 139. Heading is fine, and then initial climb is going to be 9,000 feet. Perfect. And then we do have ground on 12265, so we can just set that up. Perfect. Then we can just tune into ground. There we go. So look, everything else is fine. So our seatbelt signs are on. Now we are going to turn on our beacon light because we are going to be starting up the aircraft. And then we are just going to request that GSX get ready for the pushback procedures. So let's turn on TA only, and then GSX can get ready for pushback.
Cabin crew, set doors to automatic and cross-check.
And let's have a look at our aircraft. Connections. GPU can be disconnected.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety
Let's
procedures
have a
on
look
this
at
aircraft.
that. The APU
A
bleed
safety
is
card is in
on.
your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life
Oh,
jackets
we
and
just
brace
didn't
position,
disconnect
which you
the
must
ground
adopt if
power.
you
That's
hear
fine.
brace.
Understood. We
There are
can
2
clear
emergency
that.
exits at the rear, 4 in the middle and 2 at the front of the cabin.
Can turn on
Floor
all our
lighting
fuel
will guide you to
pumps.
an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you.
Departure checks
In an
completed.
emergency, leave all cabin
Bypass
baggage
pin
on board.
inserted.
Your seatbelt
Right.
is fastened, adjusted
Co-pilot
and released
continue
as
to
shown.
request pushback and
It must
engine
be
start.
fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you.
Springbok 531,
Pull a mask
Gate
towards
Charlie
you to
2,
start the
request
oxygen.
pushback.
Put the mask over your nose and mouth, hold in place with the strap and pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask
Springbok
before helping
531,
others.
OR Tambo
Put your hand on
International
water,
pushback
take your
approved.
life jacket from under your seat.
Face east.
Put it over your head. Clasp the tapes around your waist, click together and pull the strap to adjust.
Pushback approved. Face east. Springbok
When
531.
outside, inflate by pulling the strap. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be closed, unless down, windows lines open and seatbelt fastened.
Right, that's our tug
Enjoy your
connected.
flight, and thank you for flying with
These
self-loading.
we are to face east. These engines might give me a problem because they are stuck in the reverse position. and that's because the throttles were not aligned. They were not aligned before powering up the aircraft. So let's just attempt and let's have a look and see if maybe we can't just attempt to start the aircraft up. So we will push the engines in the start position and let's see. Then let's remove our chocks and cones. Let's start our chrono. Let's start our elapsed timer, and then let's release the parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Right. Lights are coming on, it's becoming dark. Let's flip our camera so that we can hear the engine start up. Right. Let's head inside and try to start up engine 2. Okay, our N2
Link
is rising.
795 Lima at gate Charlie 19er, request pushback.
Right, it's at 20, fuel is coming through.
Link 795 Lima.
Gas
OR
temperatures
Tambo
are coming up.
Pushback
Let's
approved.
hop outside and listen.
Face east.
The engine should close itself, given that it's not, the throttle is not in the depressed position, so it should just contract again.
For a good engine start.
All aircraft be advised, information Bravo now current, QNH1033.
Link 795 Lima, request taxi.
Link 795 Lima, runway 21 right taxi via Lima, Alpha, Quebec.
Runway 21 right taxi
Cockpit to
via
ground.
Lima, Alpha,
We have a good
Quebec.
engine start.
Link
You can disconnect.
795 Lima.
Unlocking gear.
Springbok 531. Taxi for departure.
Springbok 531, runway 21 right taxi via Lima, Alpha, Quebec.
Runway 21 right taxi via Lima, Alpha, Quebec, Springbok 531.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Link 795 Lima, hold position for company traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic. Link 795 Lima.
Link 795 Lima, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Link 795 Lima.
Link 795 Lima, contact OR Tambo Tower 118.1.
Contact Tower 118.1, Link 795 Lima. Bye-bye.
Samir Delta Hotel Delta at Gate Alpha 8. Request pushback.
Semir Delta Hotel Delta, OR Tambo Apron, pushback approved. Face north.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Samir Delta Hotel Delta.
Springbok 531, contact OR Tambo Tower 118.1.
Contact Tower 118.1, Springbok 531. Have a good afternoon.
Traffic. Traffic.
Link 795 Lima, contact Johannesburg radar 123.7.
Contact Johannesburg radar 123.7, link 795 Lima.
Springbok 531, holding short, runway 21 right.
Alright, we are good. Our aircraft is set up.
Springbok 531,
Co-pilot has
OR
requested
Tambo Tower,
departure.
wind 090 at 6, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Right, we have been cleared for takeoff, so let's release the parking brakes and make it onto the
Runway
runway.
21 right, cleared for takeoff. Springbok 531.
No throttle to be applied. This aircraft is pushing itself. The engines are pretty powerful. Right, make a right-handed turn. And there we go. Just line up with the center and hold it right there. Just want to double check. Throttle fine. There we go. Right. All systems are good. The cabin is good. Let's just run through our checks one last time. Flaps 1 selected. TARA predictive wind shear is on. Weather terrain is on. Our flaps are fine. Our speed has been set. The climbing height has been set. All the lights are on. Strobes are on. Beacon is on. Everything else is on, and we are good to go. Right, captains, let's make our way out of here. We'll increase the throttles. Systems are stable. Godman flex. SRS. Let's try and keep it on the center. We are using the Thrustmaster side stick for the rudder control, so it's going to be a bit of a fight here. Got a slight pull towards the left. Must be the wind coming in. We're going to try and align ourselves to the center. Right view and rotate. Perfect. Line the aircraft. Hop outside to have a view. Gear can come up. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Let's hop back inside. And the autopilot can come on.
Springbok 531, contact Johannesburg radar 123.7.
Throttles can be moved to the climb position.
Contact Johannesburg radar 123.7. Springbok
Perfect.
531. Johannesburg radar, Springbok 531. Good afternoon, 7,400 feet.
Just watch for our 10,000 foot marker.
Springbok 531, Johannesburg radar. Good afternoon. Identified. Climb to flight level 160.
Okay, 160.
Climb to flight level 160. Springbok
Right.
531.
Flaps can be tucked away. Standard QNH can be set.
Link 795 Lima. Contact Johannesburg Control West 118.5.
Let's just hop
bye-bye.
outside to steal a bit of the view.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelts fastened while the seatbelt sign is on.
Very beautiful.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes
Oh,
e-cigarettes.
this is lovely.
In just a few moments we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase
Those
from our
engines
selection
are
of fresh
screaming.
food available today.
Love it.
All details can be found in your in-flight
Right,
brochure.
let's head back inside
You can
and just
also
watch
purchase a
for
selection
the
of hot beverages
10,000
together with
foot
drinks and
marker.
snacks from the bar.
Ground spoilers
We
can
accept
be
payment in
disarmed.
pounds, euros, most major currencies and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly
Range can be
appreciated, and if we can be
increased.
of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly. Thank you.
Oh, very beautiful. Okay, 10,000 feet approaching. Let's just watch so we turn off our lights on time. Alright, lights can come off. Perfect. Right, the aircraft is just going to accelerate to the maximum speed because we are above 10,000 feet now. It looks very beautiful. The sunset in the background. Very, very beautiful.
Johannesburg radar. Samir Delta Hotel Delta. Good afternoon. 6,000 feet. Samir Delta Hotel Delta. Johannesburg radar. Good afternoon. Identified. Climb to flight level 130.
Just turn on some lights.
Climb to flight level 130. Samir Delta Hotel Delta.
There's the tiny bit of lights there, so that we can see
Springbok
our
531.
instruments.
Contact Johannesburg Control West 118.5.
Center on 118.5. Springbok 531. Johannesburg Control West, Springbok 531. Through flight level 143 for flight level 160.
Springbok 531, Johannesburg Control West, radar contact, climb to flight level 330.
Climb to flight level 330, Springbok 531.
Alright, captains, we have been cleared to our cruising altitude of flight level 330, that being 3,000 feet. And it is at this point in time where I'm going to step away from the controls and just let the aircraft take care of the flying. But in the meantime, please do enjoy the flight, enjoy the transition from the climbing phase to the cruise phase, and then also enjoy the very short cruise phase that we will have. Please do also listen out for the lo-fi music that will be playing in the background while that is happening. And then I will be back in the captain's seat as soon as we are 10 minutes away from the top of descent. So enjoy the flight and I'll be with you shortly.
Johannesburg Control West identified. Climb to flight level
Alright, captains, I'm back
Springbok
in the
531, Johannesburg Control West.
captain's seat.
Expect Admit 1 Bravo, runway 24.
Alright, let's confirm. I'm at 1 Bravo, runway 24. Alright, we are good for that. Let's confirm our clearance.
Expect Admit 1 Bravo, runway 24, Springbok 531.
Right. Let's have a look at our charts. We are arriving on runway
Springbok
24.
531, contact Johannesburg Control East 119.9er. Have a good afternoon.
Contact Johannesburg Control East 119.9er, Springbok 531. Johannesburg Control East, Springbok 531, flight level 330.
Very straightforward approach, okay. So look at this.
Springbok 531, Johannesburg Control East, identified.
Let's have a look at our landing. So our localizer frequency is 109.7. Let's just double check that right now. 109.7, and it is labeled as TGI. So we got the correct frequency. Final approach heading 242. Let's just double check that. Okay, 244, that's fine. Then the required altitude for the final approach is 3,000 feet. So let's set 3,000 feet. We'll adjust the altitude as ATC instructs us further, but we just want to make sure that we stay on profile. And then let's go back to the performance mode, and we are 20 nautical miles
Springbok
out.
531, Atmat 1 Bravo, runway 24. Report ready for descent.
Co-pilot report ready for descent.
Admit 1 Bravo, runway 24, ready for descent, Springbok 531.
Right, perfect, we are good. Let us
Springbok 531, descend to flight level 160.
the aircraft will follow the constraints
Descent to flight
accordingly.
level 160, Springbok 531.
Yep, yeah, the aircraft will follow the constraints, so we don't have to worry too much. And then we can start our descent. Perfect. And let's just draw in our different radials. FALE 24, so we go to the fix info. FALE 24, and go to the next page, do the same. Same for the next phase. Right. Okay, let's first start with our 100 nautical mile radial, so that we know when we are in range for the arrival ATC. Okay, we can tune into the arrival ATC and just have a listen. 127.0. Alright, let's have a listen.
November. King Shaka Airport information November.
1522 Zulu. Wind 195 at 10. Visibility 10 miles or more. Few clouds at 2700. Temperature 15. Dew point 10. QNH1036. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runway 24. Transition level 050. Numerous cranes in operation around King Shaka. Advise on initial contact. You have information November. King Shaka Airport information November. 1522 Zulu. Wind 195 at 10. Visibility 10 miles or more. Few clouds at 2700. Temperature 15. Dew point 10. QNH1036. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runway 24. Transition levels.
Alright, that was our arrival ATIS. We are good with that, so let's just readjust our radial then. 25 nautical miles, and then the next one is going to be at 15, and the next one can be at 10. Can clear this. Next one's going to be at 10, and the last one will be at 5. Perfect. We are ready for descent or our approach when arriving. The fixes have been set. QNH, we have a QNH of 1036, and then we can just have a look at our performance page again. Next phase, and we can start to queue in our data. So we have a QNH of 1036, temperatures of 15 degrees. The wind is coming in from 195 at 10 knots. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. And then we are going to be doing a full flaps landing. And then according to our charts, we do have our minimums. Let's have a look. We do have our minimums at down here. So we will use 401 for our minimums. Perfect. And we are happy, we are doing well. Descent is good, speeds coming down fine at 25,000 now. Increase the range. Okay. And let's just have a look at our radials one last time.
Fair 383, contact Johannesburg
15,
Control West 118.5.
Clear this. And for
Contact Johannesburg Control West 118.5, the fare 383.
so we're going to be doing flaps up speed. Then we will reduce to around 180 knots.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Then
we
we
will
do
shortly be landing.
160.
Please ensure your cabin
And
bag
then
is
from the
safely
5
stowed
we
with your
will
laptop
do the
inside. Your tray table must be
approach
stowed,
speed.
armrest down and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in
And let's run
service.
our landing
Thank you.
calculations. So this is where we are at the moment, and we're just gonna turn into the right and land. And our landing calculations, we have been given 2-4. Conditions are good. We didn't hear any report of rain, can apply the meter. Currently our weight is sitting at 64.8 tons. And then with a low brake we will be using quite a bit, because we have 3.7 kilometers worth of runway. We will be using 2.5. So let's go medium brake, we're using 1.9. So we should be good with a medium brake and reverses, max reverses. There we go, flips full. Right, so we'll go medium brake on this landing. And let's have a look at the company message. No afterdoor closure required, that's fine. We are on time. Right, let's just enjoy the descent and then we will continue to adjust the aircraft as we need to. But we are on profile and the aircraft is trying to slow down, so we can add some speed brake to help it. To Kentucky in the speed brake. Now we just have to watch for 10,000
Springbok
feet.
531, descend to flight level 070.
Let's watch for 10,000 feet and right.
Descend to flight level 070, Springbok 531.
Just turn down the brightness slightly so that we can have some good visibility. There we go. Perfect. That's as low as it can go. Right, let's assist the aircraft because the profile is getting quite steep a bit, so it's trying to maintain the speed as well. Yeah, our descent is still good. So look at what's happening in the cabin. Crew are heading to the seats, that's fine. Everybody's seated down and the seat belts are perfect. Cabin is secured for landing. We are still on profile, so our descent is good. Okay, we are going to need some speed brake deployed. Right, and then we'll take control of the speed from here. 246 is still good. Start trying to reduce it so that we do hit the flaps 1 speed. Let's go 220.
Springbok 531, contact Durban approach 125.75.
Right, we are almost below the maximum
Contact
speed
Durban
for
approach
flaps 1, so we
125.75.
can
Springbok
then engage
531.
flaps 1. Perfect.
Durban departure, Springbok 531. Flight level 115. We have Oscar on board.
Springbok 531 Durban approach, QNH 1037, expect the RNAV runway 24.
QNH 1037, expect the RNAV runway 24. Springbok 531.
QNH 1037, and then they are giving us the RNAV approach. To 24, but I will insist on the ILS. Let's have a look and see. I know.
Springbok 531, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1037.
Below 10,000, landing lights can come on.
Descend to 4,000 feet. QNH 1037. Springbok 531.
Make sure we stay on profile. And then I just want to have a look at something here. We are still good with our approach. It is a RNAV approach, so we are good. There we go. Right, the cabin is ready for the landing. There was the signal. There we go. Can turn on the landing system so that we are aware when we start catching the localizer. DME is indicating that we're around 21 nautical miles out from it, so we are still good. You can see the clouds that they reported on the 80s. Temperatures are not freezing, we are still fine. And we make our turn.
Springbok 531, 8 miles from Loop 221, turn right, heading 235, maintain 4,000 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared RNAV runway 24.
Right, can reduce our speed to 180.
Turn right, heading 235 for 1,000 feet until established. Cleared RNAV runway 24, Springbok 531.
And then we are picking up the localizer anyway, so we can just intercept the localizer because we have been cleared on our approach. There we go. We are aligned with the localizer. Maximum speeds for flaps 2 is 200, so we can engage flaps 2. Right, perfect. I am happy with our approach. And then we can hit the approach mode as well. And then when we do intercept for the glide slope, the aircraft will proceed. Co-pilot report established.
Springbok 531, established on final approach.
Springbok 531, affirmative.
Right, the glide slope is coming up. We just need some more speed brakes as the aircraft pitch has gone down to catch up to the glide slope. We are below 5,000 feet, which is our transition altitude, so we can just at 1037. Perfect. And we are ready to make our way to the runway right over there. Very nice night approach. Speed brake can come up. Can reduce speed. Let's do
477,
170.
contact Johannesburg Control East 119.9.
Contact Johannesburg Control East 119.9. Safari 477. Have a good afternoon.
Flaps 3. And there's our runway. Very nice. We're perfect on the glide. 2 white, 2 red. Good. It's a nighttime approach, so we might be turning off the autopilot a little bit closer to the runway. I usually like flying it from 1,000 feet out, but this time I think maybe once we hit 500 we'll just turn it off and take control of the aircraft. Right, we can reduce to 160. We are 10 nautical miles away from our runway, so the landing gear can come down, and then we can just hop outside to have a look.
Springbok 531, contact King Shaka Tower 118.45. Have a good afternoon.
Contact Tower 118.45, Springbok 531.
Perfect. Let's just have a look at our
King
approach
Shaka
chart.
Tower, Springbok 531, RNAV runway 24.
just have a look at the go around procedure.
Springbok 531, King Shaka Tower, wind 205 at 6, runway 24
Just
clear
approach,
to
climb
land.
straight ahead, DG, 3000 and turn left. Okay, so we are going to climb up to 3000. Go straight ahead, climb to 3000.
Runway 24, clear to land. Springbok 531.
Turn 61 degrees, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, we are below, our altitude is correct, we are fine. So after that, if we miss our approach, you just climb straight ahead, then turn 061. And that should be fine. Okay, can deploy full flaps, can arm our spoilers, and then we can set our V approach speed 139. Here we go, perfect, because we are 5 nautical miles out. So, and our landing gear is down, so we can turn on the landing gear lights. Right, let's make our way down. We have some wind coming in from the left hand side. Right, can't just see it. There you go.
200.
Autopilot disconnect.
100 above.
Yeah, still doing good.
Minimum.
Continue.
40, 30, 20. Retard. Drive.
Gentle. There we go. Right, not a bad landing. Reverses are out. There we go. Below 18 knots.
Springbok 531, exit next available taxiway.
Right, perfect.
Exit next available taxiway. Springbok 531.
Gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area.
Right, there we
On
go.
behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your self-loading cargo journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight
APU
and
can be
destination
turned on.
information, check
Springbok
out our official
531,
Facebook
contact
page,
ground
Twitter, or the official
121.65.
self-loading cargo app.
And these strobe lights
Thank
can be
you.
turned off. Perfect.
Ground 121.65. Springbok 531. Bye-bye.
Message can be cleared. We are good. Let's open up a bit of a summary and see how well we did. 240 feet per minute, not bad. After not flying for some time, co-pilot continue to request taxi to the side gate. We are being
Springbok
assigned to
531.
Alpha 5.
Request taxi to assigned gate.
Springbok 531, Gate Alpha 5 taxi via Alpha, November, Bravo, Foxtrot, Delta.
Okay, we'll
Gate
make
Alpha
the turn
5 via
on
Alpha, November, Bravo, Foxtrot,
onto
Delta,
Foxtrot
Springbok
over here and then
531.
carry on. Just gonna make a right-handed turn. Just keep on the taxi lights, the landing lights can come off. APU is available. We are good on that. Make our left-handed turn. Got some Qatar Airways in the back. Got very nice traffic variation here. And then we are just going to look for Alpha 5. Not bad, 240 feet per minute. As long as we're below 300, then we are good. Should be scoring full marks on the Pilot's Life Chapter 2 scoring sheet. Very nice traffic variation. Got the Fly Safair Springbok livery. Got some left airways, so I love this. Very nice. The runway turnoffs can come off. Just the two taxi light can stay on. And we are approaching Alpha 5 soon, so we can slow down. And because we are going to make our turn, we can turn off our lights. To slow down, have a look towards the right hand side. Just time our turn accordingly. And let's begin our turn. Not too sharp. There we go. Get the whole body across. Slow down, slow down. There we go. Put it right on the center there. Slowly make our way in. And that should be fine. The parking brake can come up. Awesome. And then our APU is available, so we can turn off the engines.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign.
And let's just turn on some interior lights.
The aircraft. Thank you.
Perfect. We can go to our
Cabin
tablet.
crew, please disarm doors and cross-check.
Let's turn on some cabin lights. Okay, they are good. Ground services can get the GPU connected. And then we can turn on the external power. And from there, what we can then do is turn off our beacon light, turn off the seat belt. Turn this off. Right, perfect. And then we can just request for deboarding.
The boarding requested.
FAOR 271, ready for IF or clearance to
Ladies and
Johannesburg.
gentlemen, your portable electronic devices must not be used until you are inside the airport.
Right.
When disembarking,
That was a
please
wonderful
take care
flight,
and hold
captains.
to the handrails while walking
Before we're going to conclude, let's pull up the pilot's lifetime to scoring and just have a look at how we did on that flight.
Greytown 2 Bravo departure. Squawk 4534. FAOR 271.
Passengers deboarding started.
FAOR 271,
Right, let's go to our
read back
logbook.
correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
And let's have a look. Let me just correct this warning that
Wilco,
I'm getting.
FAOR 271.
Just to open up. Jetway not close enough. Open aft cargo. Open
FAOR
forward
271, at gate Alpha 8, request pushback.
cargos are open. Okay, jetway is not properly connected.
FAOR 271, King Shaka ground, pushback approved.
Right, let's have a
Face
look.
northeast.
So this is today's flight.
Pushback and engine start approved.
This
Face
one will make
northeast,
this bigger.
FAOR 271.
So we did well on our flight. As you can see, we scored 100%. So we scored 100 points out of 100. We passed all of our criteria, from the general criteria right to taxiing in. We did very well. For our landing, we achieved a landing rate of 240 feet per minute and a landing g-force of 1.29. So we had a fairly smooth landing. You can open up the landing details just to have a look.
Have a good night.
Right.
Have a good night.
We were slightly off
Have a good
center,
night.
and we managed to touch down in the last touchdown
Have a
zone.
good night.
And then we stopped just in time to then begin our taxi. So we did fairly good. After flying for some time, this was fairly good, especially on such a tricky aircraft. I'm happy with that. Again, landing rate 240 feet per minute with a G-force rating of 1.29. Awesome. And then we had winds of around 7 knots. So I am happy about that. And yeah,
bye for now.
That's how it looks. The airport is on the coast. We did have some coastal winds coming through a bit in our landing. Awesome stuff.
FAOR 271, ready to taxi to the active.
Close that. Alright, captains, that brings us to the end of today's flight. I hope that you enjoyed this flight as much as I enjoyed flying with you and having you on board. After so much time not flying, I'm glad that I managed to get to fly today, and we did fairly good. So I was crossing my fingers just to have a good landing, so we did have that, and I'm very happy about that. Captains, if you are new to the channel, please
Watch your
do
step there. Take care.
hit that like button if you enjoyed the video,
Have a
and
good
do
night.
hit the subscribe button. And then in addition
Bye
to
for
that,
now.
do hit the bell icon so that you are notified of new uploads on the channel.
Yes. Watch your step there. Take
And
care.
I just wanted to take this moment to
Watch your
appreciate
step there. Take
all
care.
of the viewers that have been coming back to the channel,
Watch
and
your
of the
step there. Take
subscribers.
care.
Thank you so much for the support, and thank you for continually coming back to the channel and watching me fly these aircraft and enjoy this hobby and passion that I have on the side. And to my friend who keeps encouraging me to come back and to fly and just
Later.
to keep pushing my hobby, I just wanted to say thank you to Andy. Your support is really appreciated. Well, captains, like I said, that brings us to the end of our flight. Yeah, we had a good flight. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next flight.
Later.
Have a great evening, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye for now.